This is Geometry 1.1, Identify Points, Lines, and Planes. This section has a lot of vocabulary words in it, so there's a lot of writing. If you need to slow down, just hit the pause button and then catch up to me. So, first vocabulary word, an undefined term. This is a word that has no formal definition. This is stuff we just accept as true. So these next three words are all undefined terms. A point, it has no dimension. It is represented by a dot. And it usually has a letter by the dot. So this would be point P. A line has one dimension. And that dimension is length. It's represented by a line with two arrowheads. And that means it goes on forever. A plane has two dimensions. Length and width. It's represented by something that looks like a floor or a wall. It has no thickness to it. Now, from these definitions, we can go ahead and define these other things. So, collinear points are points that are on the same line. Coplanar points are points on the same plane. Defined term are words that can be described using known terms. So a line segment is a part of a line that consists of two endpoints. And it also has all points between. It's represented by line segment AB. It was represented by just a little line with no arrows this time. A ray has an endpoint on one end, but not the other. It's represented by the letter first that has the endpoint, and then any other letter on that. So this would be ray AB. So an arrow that points to the part of the ray that goes on forever. Opposite rays. If point C lies between A and B, then CA and CB are opposite rays. So let's draw a picture of that. So if we have a line here, we've got 3 points, A, B, and C. Then, B is right here. A point, yeah. I'm not even reading right, am I? Let me go ahead and erase that, if I can. It won't let me. So, let me redraw it. So, scribble that out. Okay. If point C lies between A and B, then C to A and C to B are opposite rays. Notice they have to be on the same line, so they have to be collinear to be opposite rays. Also know that you cannot name this AC and CB because it has to have the endpoint of the opposite ray first when you name them. Okay, an intersection. Intersection is a set of points that the figure has in common. So line AB and line CD intersect at point F because they have that point in common. Next page. Okay, on this page, let's just use some of these vocabulary words. So point A, this point has how many dimensions to it? None. So no dimension. It is represented by a dot. And notice that we usually use a capital A for that naming. Okay, line A has one dimension. The length is represented by a line with two arrowheads, but it extends without end. Through any 2 points, there is exactly one line, and you can use any 2 points on a line to name it. So let's move over here and make sure we can see the whole picture. So this is line AB with capital letters. Notice that it doesn't matter which one I start with. I could call this line BA because both sides go on forever. So it doesn't matter whether I flip it around or not. You can also use a lowercase cursive letter to name a line. And that's how you would name it if you don't have any points on that line named. But if you have the points, it's better to go ahead and just use the uppercase letters. Okay, a plane. A plane has 2 dimensions. It's represented by a shape that looks like a floor or a wall, but it also extends without end. So think about a massive piece of paper that just cuts through the world forever. Through any 3 points, not on the same line, there is exactly 1 plane. You can use 3 points that are not on the same line to name a plane. Now, why do you need them to be not on the same line? Well, if you think about it, if I have 3 collinear points, and I start seeing how many ways I could put a piece of paper through this, there are an infinite number of ways that I could put the piece of paper that would be through that 3 points. Okay, let's go down to example 1 and talk about it. Naming points, lines, and planes. Give 2 other names for LN. So LN is here. 2 other names would be NL and line B. Lowercase cursive if you can. If you're not very good at cursive, you can do kind of lowercase print like they did, kind of italic print. Other names for plane Z are plane L, M, P. And notice there's no symbol above that because we have the word here. And plane L, N, P. Okay, so I need to use 3 letters that are not on the same line. That's why I couldn't say plane L, M, N, because that doesn't point to just 1 plane. I had to pick 3 points that are not on the same line. Now, points. Name 4 points that are, or 3 points that are collinear. So points L, M, N lie on the same plane or line, so they are collinear. Points L, M, N, P lie on the same plane, so they're coplanar. Checkpoint. I want you to try this one on your own and have it filled out for class. Go ahead and stop the video now. Start it again when you're through. Okay. Let's talk about segments and rays. Line AB, which we can write as AB with an arrow over it. And points AB are used here to define the terms below. So a segment, the line segment AB, written as AB with no arrows above it, consists of the endpoints A and B and all points on A and B that are between A and B. Note that segment AB can also be named segment BA. Ray. The ray AB, written as AB, oops, they messed up this one. Oh. Okay, they didn't mess up this one because they're using these pictures for something else. So, remember we are coming all the way back up here. So the ray AB, so this side, that side, consists of the endpoint A and all the points on AB that lie on the same side of A as B does. Note that AB and BA are opposite, spelled that wrong, opposite rays. We'll come back up here to this picture. No, they're not opposite rays. Yeah, because they don't start that way, do they? Look here. It's B to A. Those are different rays. I'm going to keep my mind on my work. Different rays. Because they overlap each other and they go in different directions. Okay, example 2. Give another name for segment VX. So that would be XV. Okay. The rays with endpoints W. So there's 4 of them. They are WX, WY, WV, and WZ. Again, notice that I wrote the endpoint letter first. The opposite rays with endpoint W are WY and WZ and WV and WX. So 2 pairs of opposite rays. Checkpoint. Okay, again, do this on your own and have it ready for class. Stop the video. When you're through with that, continue it again. Okay, sketching. Sketch a plane and a line that intersects the plane at more than one point. If we have a piece of paper and we poke a pencil through it, that'll just be intersecting at one point. So what we need to do is lay the pencil on top of the paper. So we draw it something like this, and we usually go ahead and label everything. So this is like plain ilm, and this would be line, let's say line L. Now sketch a plane and a line that is in the plane. Sketch another line that intersects the line in the plane at a point. So again, here we go. Here's line L, or plane ilm. Here's line L. And then we could go with there. Again, a line that goes down in it, goes on forever, so we're going to put an arrow here. I'm going to go ahead and label that maybe P. Now, this other part B, you couldn't see it behind the plane, so we make it dotted or dashed. And then when it comes out of the plane, we go ahead and continue it. So, example 4. Sketch 2 planes that intersect in a line. Draw one plane as if you were facing it. So, just a rectangle. Draw a second plane that is horizontal. And use dash lines to show where one plane is hidden. So it makes a line, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a line here. And let's label that line M. Then let's go ahead and draw the other plane coming out. You wouldn't be able to see this part, so dash it until it gets here, and then go ahead and draw it. Go ahead and, yeah, it would look better if I dashed this, and it is still not letting me erase. It might. Nope. So it would look better if I had dashed that part one in, or left that part out altogether. So, step 3, draw the line of intersection. That's this line. Checkpoint, last checkpoint. Again, go ahead and do this on your own and bring it back.